Hi everybody, it's Marcus here with step number 3, or rather I'd say mistake number 3 of the 17 mistakes that people make when they're trading and investing, even advanced people, even intermediates, but certainly beginners. So let's see whether you make this mistake. And number 3 is having a strategy which doesn't have the right risk-reward ratio. So let me ask you a question. Would you be happy risking this much? Let's say that would be 10%, okay, in order to make this much? In other words, 10%, right? Would you be willing to risk this in order to risk this? So yes or no? Now, half of you are likely to say yes, half of you are likely to say no, right? And that just can't work. Because what's going to happen is, with all probability, you'll have a system which is around 50% will go up, 50% will go down. And so therefore, all you're doing is you're making some money, losing some money, losing some money, making some money, losing, losing, winning, 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 losing, losing. And in the end, the result is probably a big fat zero minus the broker fees. Okay, so you can't do that. So what you want to do is you want to have this or this. You want to make sure that you have a very small risk, or and very important, that you let your profits run. And one of the systems that people use, although they don't know that it's called this, is called the Martingale system. Okay, when you start trading, a lot of people do this because they don't know any better. And the Martingale system has a 99% chance of making money. So that sounds pretty good, right? And if you think about it, that means there's only a 1% chance of it losing money. Okay, and this is the Martingale system. Let's say you invest some money. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to invest £100. Okay. Now, if you invest £100, you want this to go up. Okay. Let's say it doesn't. It goes down. And what you do, of course, is you put double the amount of money in, right? Because what that does is it lowers your average cost. Because if you were to put 100 in, okay, then your average would be in the middle. But if you put 200 in, i.e. double, well, then your average is really close to this entry point. So it just needs to go up a little bit, and you again would have made money. Amazing. Only let's say this time it doesn't. And then you put in £400, right? Or euros or dollars or whatever it is, doesn't really matter. Right? You're doubling your money every single time. Now, your average cost is fairly low, so it only has to move up. And let's face it, 99% of the time this will work, and therefore you will make money. It's amazing, and you feel good about yourself, which is why people use this strategy. But let's say this time it doesn't. It doesn't matter, because then you're going to put in £800, and you know, yeah, your average price is fairly low, not as low as it could be maybe, because already you put this in, this in, this in, but it's only £800, right? So and normally it'll go up, but this time it doesn't. But it doesn't matter, because I don't know. Do you have a good relationship with your family? Because you could just ask them for some money. You know, you just put in double, 1,600, right? This is yeah. And normally it goes up, but let's say this time it doesn't. So how's your relationship with your neighbors? Is that pretty good? You can just go ding dong, hey Fred, neighbor, buddy of mine. So that's what people do. They kind of do this because they believe that it's going to go up at some stage. But the fact is, even though this works 99% of the time, the one time it doesn't, i.e. in this example, when you spend 100, 200, 400, plus 800, plus 1,600, plus 3,000, plus 6,400, you're going to be in big trouble, because the market can stay irrational. It should go up. It should go up. Well, it should, as Tony was, you're going to should all over yourself, which is it can stay irrational a lot longer than you can stay solvent. In other words, you're going to run out of money, and it's that 1% that is going to cause you a problem. Therefore, we never do this, because people do this in casinos. You know, they'll put their money down on black, and then it goes the other way, so they'll double it and double it and double it, and normally they win, but that 1% that doesn't, they lose everything. You know, they throw in the films, they throw in their keys, and you know, to their house and the cars and everything, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, and whatever. So that's not a great strategy, okay? So we need to make sure, and I'll do another video on this, that when you get into any kind of a trading scenario, and I'm going to use the Buffalo example, and we get in here, and we're going to put our electronic order called a stop loss here. This is the 1% that we're risking. But we're looking to make at least 1, 2, 3 times, so in this case it would be 3% of profit. That's the risk-reward ratio. Can you see how much larger this is than to the risk? So if this would be, well, it's always 1%, but let's talk about money. If this would be £10, then you're looking to make 30. If this would be £100, you're looking to make 300. If this would be £1,000 risk, okay, and by the way, notice your emotions now. If I say £1,000 risk, you're looking to make 3,000. It's the same. It's just a zero. Shouldn't make any difference, actually. 10,000 to make 30,000. I mean, wouldn't you want to do this all day long? That's what we do. It's the risk-reward ratio, and most people don't know about this, and that is a massive mistake. Number 3, having a strategy which doesn't have a risk-reward ratio of at least 1 to 3 or more. So I hope that you learned something there, and maybe I put up a mirror there for you to say, maybe I should look into this, because if you don't have this, you must either have a strategy that has a really high probability, 70% or more, because then you might not need this, or you just kind of thought, I need to change my strategy. Okay, it's all good. We're here to help you. So hope you enjoyed this. That was number 3. And remember, always invest with passion and profit.